Cancer, hello there, my beautiful friends. We're going to do your general tarot reading for mid-October 2024. Thank you so much for joining me today. You know, I appreciate each and every single one of you. So let's get right down to business as always and start you off with an oracle card here, just so we could dip our toes in the energy and see what's happening for the lovely Cancerians. Hope you're all doing fabulous and fantastic, my friends. Let's get it going here. My guides and spirit team, talk to me. What do you got for the Cancer Collective in mid-October Libra season? What energies, messages, insights can we take a peek at? And yeah, we're just going to take a real quick look at this first card, then we'll get into the full reading itself. At the very end, I'll pull you a bonus card from the Shadowland Tarot, just to see what might be in the shadows or what shadow work you can lean into, which is always interesting. But let's get it going here. Let's rock and see what we got for Cancer in mid-October. What's the vibe? What are the energies? Please, there we go. Ooh, Femme Fatale. I feel like I've seen her for you like in recent weeks. I know she's a very rare card to show up in the beginning of a reading for one reason or another. And there's a certain beauty and confidence to her, but there's also a little danger underlying when it comes to her, not necessarily in a bad way, but you look at her, look how fierce she looks right there. Now, before we fully dive into that, if you're new here, I'll be speaking about the October subscriber surprise towards the end, so you might want to check that out. And also, if you could kindly illuminate that like button by tapping it right on its third eye, you know I'd greatly appreciate it. But enough of the promo, into the reading. Let's talk more about this beautiful Femme Fatale. So we see this lovely lady all decked out in red. She's looking confident, beautiful, sexy. And I do say, like, yeah, on some level, and remember, it's not completely gender specific. This card could just represent self-confidence, like how you're feeling about yourself. So some Cancerians out there, maybe you're feeling a little fired up, maybe you're feeling good, confident. For some of you, it could be the opposite. Maybe you've recently had a ding to your self-confidence when we see the Femme Fatale. There's something beautiful and alluring about her. Notice that she's holding a rose. There's a red bird. There's Venus flytraps down here as well. And oftentimes when something is beautiful, there's also a little aspect of danger to it. So Spirit could be warning you about temptation, or something that may appear good initially, might have some little small writing or a fine print, like at the bottom of a contract. So we'll see what's up with that. It could just be good. Again, it could just deal with your self-confidence, but there may be something that seems really good that you might just want to be a little cautious with. So let's put her down over there, get into tarot now. And yeah, I always say that first card here, it doesn't make or break the reading. It's just a little footnote. So let's get you 3 tarot cards in the upright. Then we'll get into that intuitive juiciness. Shuffle it up one time here for the Cancerians. And while we get this deck shuffled up and ready to go, let's talk about last week's reading. It was titled, They Are Mad. There was somebody a little bit grumpy, so it wouldn't surprise me if a couple of you had some off days, or there was someone or something that was getting under your skin. It did feel a little disgruntled to me, though. So again, didn't have to be you. It could have been somebody else, but the energy was a little rough to grapple with, different than the other water signs last week. So we're going to see what energy shows up this week. As you know, energy is very fluid, never set in stone, so only take this how it hits for you, because we could be seeing your vibe or somebody else's. So let's get it going. 3 cards here for you, Cancer, mid-October. What's happening? What is going on? Thank you. All right, 9 of Cups. That looks good. Looks real good, actually. That's a great start. We're just going to tuck it in right here next to the Amethyst. I do like it. It's warm. It's inviting. It's a nice, affectionate type of energy as well. Let's get a couple more, though. What do we got for Cancer, please? Thank you. Judgment. I mean, this also feels good. All right, I don't want to get too carried away, but Judgment is very explosive, fast-moving type of energy. Could also represent change. Let's get one more. Thank you. 4 of Cups. Okay. Something here about visualizing, thinking, fantasizing, which could be really good, especially if you're purposely trying to manifest something. Lots of energy and elements that you could be very comfortable with here, Cancer. So let's go through. I'll give you some of the classical meanings and archetypes, then we'll get into that juicy intuitive stuff. But at first look, first glance, I know I was giving you some of my thoughts as the cards were popping out. Notice I always look at the elements first. And we have a lot of water here on the split ends with the 9 of Cups and the 4 of Cups. Now, as a water sign yourself, I have a couple of very strong water placements too. This is the realm that we are cool with. When we're talking cups, we're talking about the realm of feeling. Oftentimes, water signs feel things very deeply, but it's not just that. Yes, it could represent love and creativity, expression, whether it's artistic expression or just letting it out. But there is some little energy of fantasizing here this week, Cancer. So we're going to need to look into this much deeper, because all this emotional intensity, even though I feel like you could grapple with it, I usually like seeing a bigger mix of elements. But let's go through. Let's go through and build this out one by one. So position number one, we're starting with the Nine of Cups. And you see our pal there, he's sitting there, he's chilling, surrounded by those 9 cups. He's happy, right? So for a portion of you, there could be something coming in that makes you very happy and content. It's giving me that vibe like, oh, I'm cool. I'm cool. It's a card of sharing. Like, it's very warm and inviting and open. Like, here, yeah, no, come on in, have a cup. Here, enjoy the time. This is a very celebratory type of vibe. So I love this wish fulfillment. So for a lot of Cancers, there could be something great coming in. Now, when we have the 4 of Cups on the back end, like, it could just be about visualizing it, your best result, and keeping it clear in your mind. I do always say that every card has a challenge too, and the same could be done with a positive card like this. The 9 of Cups can sometimes be a little too nice, a little too kind. So that could be a warning from Spirit, like, all right, well, be open, be kind, but don't be too nice. Don't give too many of your cups away, because you need some for yourself. So we'll see what's up with this, of course. The 9 of Cups could also represent overindulgence as well. So we'll just put that as a footnote, whether it's somebody else or yourself. There could be temptation to overindulge, which is interesting when we had Miss Femme Fatale right there in the beginning. Now, moving to the center, we have Judgment. Super, super powerful energy here. It's right up there with like the Tower in the world. And we see the Archangel Gabriel here. This can be seen as a karmic universal type of energy as well. And you see him there, he's blowing that trumpet. Now, for a portion of you, you might feel like you're at a crossroads where it's decision time. Like, I could either go this way or that way. For some of you, you might need to make a judgment call soon. Or I don't feel like you're judging people, but there could be something here about discernment when this card's in the mix. But aside from all that, this is a Plutonian changed base card. So for a lot of Cancerians, there could be a big metamorphosis brewing. And that's kind of what this 4 of Cups is telling me. It's like something big's brewing. Something big is coming soon when this card is here. Very explosive and dynamic when we have the Judgment card. Now, the challenge of Judgment, change is not always easy. And such powerful energies are not always easy to grapple with either. So when this card shows up, yeah, it could be explosive. It could be unpredictable to an extent because it's just so powerful. Now, moving to the back end, we have the 4 of Cups, a little bit of a different flavor from what we've been seeing. We see this individual, they're chilling underneath the tree. Looks like they're having a little snooze, taking a nap. They don't see the cup that the universe is offering them. So yeah, sometimes this could be someone that feels a little blah, a little discontent for a portion of you. I mean, there could be a little boredom setting in when this card is in the mix as well. But to me, it does represent the mind state. Everyone knows water signs are generally very creative people, vivid imaginations. So Spirit could be telling you, okay, listen, it's something might not just be a fantasy when we're seeing all this stuff. You need to like really visualize it and meet the universe halfway with action when this card shows up. But again, so much action, so much stuff happening here, not much happening here. So there's like a little contrasting vibe that we're picking up. Now, when we get to the challenge of the 4 of Cups, it could represent dwelling on something a little too much. The 4 of Cups could be just somebody that is like in a full fantasy about something where it's like a little out of reach, but I'm not fully getting that. It could also represent things stalling out too, where it's like, not much is changing here. So I want to dive deeper on all the Cancer. Let's do it. Let's jump in and clarify. Okay, let's get a good shuffle here for you, my friends. Let's see what's happening. And yes, this is where I go intuitive with the message, which means I just tell you how it feels to me. So feel free to do further research or rely on your base knowledge of tarot, because as you know, every single reading is about the reader's interpretation, and I'm just giving you mine. Let's go in on that 9. And yes, if you're a reader yourself, please feel free to play along. That's why the box is here. If you're feeling any messages you want to give to Cancer, you could drop it in the comments. I don't mind at all. Okay, 9 of Cups time. What is going on? Hopefully good. Thank you. Whoa. All right, I saw something very, very similar to in the Taurus reading. So if you have dealings with a Taurus, I mean, this could really bode well. Now, the Tower is a card of shock, but I feel like this is a good Tower. I don't necessarily feel like it's a bad one. Now, I guess it really depends on all of your situations right now. For a very small fraction of you, Maybe things seem fine, things were cool, nothing was going on. Then boom, this tower comes in and shakes things up. Remember, I said judgment is right up there in regards to power. I feel for a lot of you, this could be like a shocking winner victory, one that pops in out of nowhere. So I do think it's very important, like when I see this energy and I've been getting this message of like visualizing, manifesting, knowing what you want your end result to be could be very important, because your powers to manifest this, it could come in quicker. Okay, so just know that there's an amplification of the energy this week. Tower is Scorpio energy. And yes, it's scary imagery there. And yes, it does represent shock, but it's not always bad. So I feel like it's either one or the other. Either some of you were totally cool and you're just getting over some sort of tower moment, or for a lot of you, I feel for a lot of you, this could be a shocking winner victory coming in, just like super surprising. So keep that visualization going. Know what you want your end goals to be, because something could take off. That's like the vibe it's giving me. It's like blasting off like a rocket in a positive way, which also makes sense, like with the indulgences. And then we have her in the very beginning. This is something that could boost your confidence real quick. Okay, so if you've been having a rough one, this is a very good sign. So we're going to keep moving. We're not going to get hung up here. I feel like it's very simple, but let's see what judgment has to say. So why is judgment here for the Cancerians, please? Why is judgment in the mix? Thank you. Yeah, I mean, a double down of this energy. And to me, it feels more like a domino effect. It's like once one thing kicks off, the rest of everything will fall in place. Okay, don't limit yourself to the possibilities too. I don't know why I feel like I need to give that message. Don't feel like you need to be like, oh, well, no, I don't even know if that's possible. Don't self-limit yourself in this time. Dream big. Dream big, shoot for the stars. And I know that sounds cliche, might sound a little cheesy, but when we're getting this type of energy up here, I'm loving it, because it's the same type of vibe we're picking up, that shocking, fast change for the better. Six of Wands is the card of victory. You see this person, they're in a parade, right? So this is a card of public notoriety, kudos, gaining attention for the things that you do. So when I see this, I think of a victorious energy. Watch out for ego as well. Like if you have dealings with an individual where they never lose or they're always right, Spirit could be giving you a little warning about that. But to me, this feels more like a domino effect. Like once something kicks off in your favor, everything else will follow. It's like, boom, this tower comes in, then boop, 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 the dominoes keep falling in a positive way. That's how it feels. So I think for a lot of Cancerians, you could have a really big week coming up. I really do. And again, I know some of you, your minds are in different places. Some of you are thinking about business. Some of you are thinking about family. Some of you are romance. Either way, like when this energy shows off, it's popping real quick. Let's keep moving over to the Four of Cups. Very powerful. So let's see what that Four of Cups has to say. I mean, is this all fantasy? I mean, I feel like you shouldn't limit your thoughts. I shouldn't limit your manifestations. So let's go in on that Four of Cups before we get to the breakdown and the shadow. So why is the Four of Cups here? Why is that Four of Cups here? Thank you. Good. All right. So the Ten of Swords in reverse. Just know that your past does not predict your present and future. I mean, yes, the past does lead us to where we are right now, but when I see the Ten of Swords in reverse underneath the Four of Cups, yes, this could be Spirit saying, like, yeah, well, try your best to be cautious here, Cancer, but like there's so much good stuff coming in. Don't let your past dictate where you're headed. Your current situation is not your final destination. I always like using that phrase. Ten of Swords, even in reverse, can be a little bit rough. Generally, this does talk about endings or pain or loss, tough situations, either in the upright or reverse. When I see it in reverse, to me, it is things getting better. This could be a very healing alignment right there on the back end. But at the same time, just know the things you've been through, yes, they help shape you. Yes, they help mold you. But that does not mean you're bound to repeat it over and over and over and over. That's just how this feels. Like you could still have different results and you might surprise yourself. That's a vibe I'm picking up here. So I'm loving the energy I'm picking up through this reading this week, Cancer. I feel for the most part, this is very much claimable. But then again, at the same time, when I see this Ten of Swords in reverse, aside from all the messages I already gave, even though there's good stuff that might start popping off, there could be some sort of loss or something that you are still like working through and healing with. And just know there's no timetable on that. Okay. But again, Current situation is not the final destination. Say it with me. Current situation is not the final destination. All right, let's go through and do a quick recap, then we'll get into the shadow card. If you kindly look in the box, we're starting off here. Lovely, very intense energies here. Position number one, we have the Nine of Cups with the Tower in the upright. That shocking winner victory coming in real quick. For a lot of you, this feels like out of nowhere, but it's good. Just remember, think big, think large. Don't feel like you need to limit yourself and your goals and what you want to achieve. Once this pops off, this winner victory, for whatever area of life it's in, it feels like everything else starts falling into place. Okay, because we have Judgment with the Six of Wands in the upright, so it's like one after another. So very, very good positive vibes here. So they kind of mirror each other. So this is just showing us the one after another deal. Getting to the back end, we have the Four of Cups with the Ten of Swords in reverse. So maybe some of you are still healing from a Tower moment. Of course, everyone heals on a different time frame. But again, current situation, not the final destination. And also, your past does not always dictate your future. You're not bound to repeat things over and over and over again. Okay, you can get different results. So I like this reading, my friends. Please take a screenshot if you want to look into it further. Let's see what's in the shadows for you. Let's get a good shuffle here for the Cancerians. What is in the shadows? And yes, I always like to pull one shadow card at the very end, just to see whether it's something within you or something you don't quite see. Shadow cards don't always have to be a challenge. They could be a good thing. Okay, let's get this card out here. And yes, if you've made it to this point in the reading, please feel free to check out channel memberships. I'll put a link for it in the comments below. It's a beautiful way to support the channel, and I have much love for all my channel members. Okay. Let's get this going. What do we have for the Cancerians, please? Thank you. Empress, so even your shadow card's looking good this week, my friends. I really like the energy you have coming towards you. Even if you've recently gone through some tough things, I feel like there's a really, really good energy coming in. This whole reading's been claimable from front to back. Empress is the goddess energy. Now, yes, she can represent Libra and Taurus, but when I see her, I just think of abundance, blessings, fertility, things overflowing. This is a really great energy. The only shadow side we talk about with the Empress could be too much of anything is not good, right? Like even too much of a good thing could be harmful. So just keep that in mind, especially when we have the Nine of Cups. Watch out for overindulgences. And sometimes this can be a stubborn energy. So maybe you're dealing with certain individuals that are a little set in their ways. But again, when I see this Empress show up in the shadows, nonetheless, like this is just a really lovely, claimable energy. Okay, so I feel from front to back, you've had a really fantastic reading this week, and there's just blessings coming in, Cancer. So that's really good stuff. And yeah, that's what I have for you this week. So don't click away just yet. I'm going to give you the details of the October subscriber surprise. If you would like to book a personal reading with me, you can check out my digital calendar for the month of October at my website, mastermetaphysics.com. But for the October subscriber surprise, I'm giving away 2 copies of one of my favorite decks, the Tarot of the Owls. So if you'd like to get your name in for that, it's 2 simple things, as always, my friends. First, you must be subscribed. Second, let me know down in the comments, hypothetically, if you had to get a tattoo of a tarot card, which one would you choose and why? You'll be entered to win, and at the end of the month, the winners will be announced in my community tab. As always, my friends, much love. I'll see you again soon.